ACL rupture is a relatively common injury in Australia, usually but not always in the context of sport. Around 2/3 of the time, the injury will be in a non-contact scenario. That is, there will not necessarily be a tackle or contact with another player, but the incident will happen in a simple run-twist combination or else coming down from a jump. The injury happens more commonly in female athletes than male athletes because hormones do affect the laxity of the body. Quite often the injury will be associated with other knee pathology, most commonly a meniscal tear, but sometimes there will be also a medial collateral ligament injury or a more complicated injury pattern involving the posterior cruciate, lateral or posterolateral structures. I will deal with the regular simple ACL injury here. I will not operate on you if your knee is too stiff due to the risk of arthrofibrosis, which is a permanently stiff knee. So if your knee is reasonably mobile, then we generally strike while the iron is hot and operate as soon as possible. Is it always necessary to reconstruct the ACL, and do I need to have it done urgently? The answer is no to both of these questions. You can try to do without an ACL, but the younger you are when the injury happens, the more likely you are to have episodes of ongoing instability or giving way, and to lose confidence in your knee to the point where you cannot play sport or walk on uneven ground. With subsequent episodes of giving way, you will tend to injure other parts of the knee, especially the meniscus. In terms of the timing of surgery, again, I would not operate on you if you are too stiff, but generally most patients prefer to have the knee fixed early as they can absorb the recovery time from the injury into the surgical recovery time. So the ACL cannot be repaired, it needs to be reconstructed. In the majority of cases, if it's not reconstructed, it will result in ongoing instability of the knee when in rotation and in flexion. There are two main choices of graft to use to reconstruct the ACL, or that is to create a new one. The first is the hamstring graft, which is what the majority of surgeons use. The reason for this is that the hamstrings make a satisfactory graft in terms of size and strength, but also that the harvest site will heal without problems or morbidity. The second graft is the patellar tendon graft, which is the middle third of the patellar tendon, with bone on either end. This is technically a bit stronger, but the trade-off is that the donor side is associated with some morbidity in the longer term. What are the complications of ACL reconstruction? Well, the ones that we worry about the most, as with all lower limb procedures, are infection and clotting or DVT. Infection rates are lower than 1 in 100. Getting a clot is much more common if you're on the oral contraceptive, and there have been cases of death before and after surgery in the acute stage of injury in ladies on the oral contraceptive. So I tend to get you off the oral contraceptive, or at the very least scan your legs for DVT if you're in that situation. And also I give all my female patients some anti-clotting medication after surgery. The rate of graft failure after ACL is 5 to 10%. I mentioned earlier the risk of permanently stiff knee called arthrofibrosis. What can I expect after surgery? Well, you can normally walk straight away, but most people need crutches for a few days. The hamstring graft site is often the most uncomfortable, and because of that, straightening the knee after surgery is often something people struggle with initially, so we do tend to work on getting you straight first. In terms of returning to work, if you're in a physical workplace, doing heavy lifting, working on uneven ground, then I think you will need around 3 months for an uncomplicated ACL injury. What about sport? Well, there's been a lot of debate about this in terms of returning to sport after surgery. Technically, the graft is at its weakest around 6 weeks after surgery, and that is because it's in the process of regrowing its blood supply. The rehabilitation programs are designed around this, but I would say generally we start with cycling, then moving through to jogging, eventually ending up in a situation where contact is allowed, but not before 6 months. Typically, if you're a high-level contact athlete, then this is a season-ending injury, and you're looking at 6 to 12 months before returning to high-level sports. Is physiotherapy necessary? Yes, I strongly recommend that you see a physio pre-op for what we call a prehab, and then a physio will see you directly after surgery, and typically at 2 weeks when you're seen in my rooms. I hope this has answered some of your questions. Please feel free to speak to me or one of my friendly staff if you have any unanswered questions.